Sunday School lesson as part of our outreach ministry on today. Okay. Well, listen up, listen up. How much do you love me? How much do you love me? That is a question that Jesus asked in this week's Sunday School lesson. How much do you love me? And the main thought, the main key verse for this Sunday School lesson this week is, and he said to the woman, thy faith has saved thee. Go in peace. Thy faith has saved thee. Go in peace. And that's found in Luke 7 and verse 50. Luke 7 and verse 50. All right. And the scriptures are the first outline, determined to see Jesus. Determined to see Jesus. Now, this lesson talks about how a Pharisee had invited Jesus to their home. Okay. And one of the Pharisees desired him that he would eat with him, desired that Jesus would eat with him. And he went into the Pharisee's house and sat down to meat. And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an ambassador box of ointment. She knew that Jesus sat in this house, so she was determined to see Jesus. So she went and took an ambassador ointment and stood at his feet behind him weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Now, when the Pharisees which had bidden him saw it, he spake within himself, saying, this man, he spoke within himself, saying, this man, but you know God knows everything. Jesus knows everything. So he knew that this man spoke within himself. So as he was speaking within himself, saying, this man, if he were a prophet, would have known who and what manner of woman this is that touched him, for she is a sinner. So this man was speaking within himself, saying that Jesus should have knew who she was if he was really a prophet, and he allowed her to do this. What manner is this, is what he's thinking. How would Jesus allow her to do this knowing who she was? My God. But it goes on. She was determined to see him. Oh my God. Now the Pharisee wanted to see him too, but he didn't have the same motives and the same love that this woman had as we read this. The contrast of love. The contrast of love found in Luke 7, 44 and 46. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, seest thou this woman? He asked the question, do you see what this woman has done? I enter into thy house, thou giveth me no water for my feet, but she has washed my feet with tears and wiped them with her hair of her head. Thou giveth me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, has not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil, thou do it not anoint. You did not anoint my head with oil of any of this, but this woman did. But this woman has anointed my feet with ointment. Jesus is trying to get a point over here. He's trying to let them see what's real important and what true love is. And even though this woman was a sinner, she had did more than he had did, and he was a Pharisee, and he should have knew what needed to be done. He should have become humble and submissive in love for Christ, my God, and been able to offer even more than what she offered, even better knowing than she should have known. But see, that's the difference in a sinner and one that thinks they got it going on, or ones that thinks they have arrived. And too many people think they have arrived and indeed have not arrived. Faith defines love, and faith will define love here. Faith is defining love here, 7:47 through 50. And the scripture says, wherefore I say unto thee, this is Jesus saying, he's saying that to us today. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many. Okay, you saying within yourself, Jesus should have knew who this woman was, right? And you're saying that he shouldn't even take company with her, or if he knew who she was, he wouldn't take company with her. So wherefore, Jesus, this is what Jesus saying about the matter. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven. For she loved much. She loved much. But to whom little is forgiven, okay? So many people don't forgive. So whom little is forgiven, the same love it little. People love it little that don't forgive of sin. And he said unto her, thy sins are forgiven. And they that sat at meat with him began to say unto themselves, okay, but you invited him. You wanted Jesus to come to your house. That would make me think that you believed in him, or you knew him, or you thought he was who he said he was. But you didn't know really the great significance of who he really is, or who he really was in that day. And then in this day, the same thing is going on now. The way people operate, the way we see they do in the White House, the way we see that our politicians do, the way we see our churches do, the way we see people do. They don't really know who God is. They don't really know the significance of what God wants us to do and how he wants us to operate. And they that sat me with him began to say within themselves, who is this that forgiveth sins also? You invited him to your house. You don't know who he is, or you don't believe who he is. And he said unto the woman, thy faith has saved thee. Go in peace. Y'all, this thing is serious, and we're going to have to really get it together. And concluding this lesson, remember it. Whatever the woman's sin was didn't matter. Whatever your sin is, whatever our sin is, it don't matter. What mattered was her awareness of it. She realized she was a sinner. She came in humble submission, came with all expensive awe, my God, to wipe the man who can forgive sins, the man who can deliver feet with that arm. Her conviction made her realize her unworthiness, and at the same time fueled her desire to be in Jesus' presence. A fair assumption can be made that though Jesus was the object of her focus, she viewed him through the lens of personal self-examination and the need of grace. That's what we all have to get. That's what the Pharisees have to get. That's what pastors have to get. That's what evangelists have to get. That's what everybody has to get. Along with the awareness of her sin, this woman was sure of her forgiveness. She was sure of her forgiveness. I told y'all something the other day. Are you secure in your salvation? Perhaps her worship was the result of the immediate felt assurance of being forgiven the moment he told her she was, regardless of what the actual motivation was. Faith validated her deliverance. What a beautiful example she leaves behind for us today. My God, my God. And they said that CeCe Winans made song that said the Abasa box. Well, we trust you've been blessed, and that something I said will help to encourage you further in your walk and in your faith with God. All right. Until next time, God bless each and every one of you. All right. Have a very happy Sunday. Okay? Y'all have a happy Sunday. All right, y'all, trying to get out of this one here. Having a little problem getting out of this one. Okay. All right, child. God bless you. Happy Sunday.